Hey guys, welcome back. And I wanted to start this video off with kind of a PSA. I realized looking back that some of my older videos might have been blurry or a little fuzzy, and I want to apologize for that. Um, I did not catch it in time, and I believe I found the source. It was some settings in my recording software. So I'm hoping this one looks better. I'm also going to double check some of my export settings in my video editor too, just to confirm. But yeah, I'm hoping the quality is a lot higher. Not my intention to have it looking fuzzy, but I mean, if you've watched it still, uh, I commend you because that's quite a bit. I was watching it and I'm like, man, this is really bad. So thank you so much if you stuck around through that. But yeah, I'm hoping here on out it looks a lot better. I double checked some settings, changed some, and in the previews it looks a lot better. So fingers crossed. But yeah, so for today, I don't have too much work done. Usually, I like to get some work done before I start recording the next episode, so I can give you guys an update. But because of the blurry videos, I wanted to get started on this one ASAP and get this out soon, just to correct that mistake. So I don't have anything new to show you guys, but this episode is kind of going to be an extension of the last one. I want to wrap up the back of the sheep farm and also get to some of the detailing work. And I'm also want to start on the flower farms that are going to hook up to the bone meal farm that I was showing you at the end of the last episode, because I'm excited to get those up and running. All right, you guys ready to see a prime example of why you should plan out your builds ahead of time? It's this. Can you guys see what's wrong? I've been working on our uh, flour and zero tick farm down here next to the bone meal machine, and I put in this really cool smoky glass floor that's going to be the base for it, and I started to build the flour modules. Yeah, I can show you. Flowers are going to go like this in there. And also over there, and then these two are gonna be zero tick farms for carrots and wheat, so I don't have to rely on the big farm pads up above. I can just come down here and use a ton of bone meal because we have a lot of that resource. But yeah, I've been working on these modules and I realized it's the same height as our output stream for bone meal, which is gonna cause problems because how do we get it into the hoppers, and then how do we also spread it around? Um, yeah. And moving this really isn't an option because I don't want to tear down like 20 layers of glass and also redig this whole uh yeah. So this is fun. We're gonna have to do some not so great stuff to fix this. I've been thinking, and I think the solution for this is it's not gonna look the best, but we're gonna have to do a bubble column stream, or maybe we don't need a bubble column stream. We just need a way to push the items up one block. We'll still have the hoppers probably at this height. I'm also gonna have to remove this. I'm gonna have to come up with a new way to power this, which I already have an idea. It's essentially the same design except, oh, actually I think I want to do it like this. Ooh. It's keeping the hopper or the observers right there, um, which means that guy's gonna have to get moved over. And if I jump, there we go. There we go. It's gonna have to probably require a little bit of changing of the redstone. Let me just break all that. But yeah, moving the observer clock there, which kind of sucks because actually it doesn't look that bad. The observer pattern goes well with the dispensers. Okay, I was worried how it would look in this, but it actually looks pretty good. Yeah, so I think that's going to be how we power it, allowing us to put hoppers at this level, and then if we move the water stream up a block, the water can flow over it, and then we can move the bone meal around the circle, ending over here, and maybe putting some chests for overflow, if we want to. I mean, we technically, maybe we will because we have these chests, and I think if we hook these two up to the water stream here, it will give us much better output in terms of going up to the tree farm or over here, because I don't think this farm can keep up with the demand of this, right? If we have one of these going, I mean, these are going to be using 3 bone meal every tick. Uh, that's a lot. I mean, theoretically though, with 9 stacks of bone meal in each dispenser, and then the hoppers filled up too, it will have quite the output, and I will never need more than that in terms of dye. But it's the 0 tick farms that I wanna really make sure we keep up with, because if I like say I want a lot of mud, I gotta come down here and use it for like 30 minutes and get hopefully like a stack of hay bales from this. That's my hope, but that's gonna require a lot of bone meal, and then we gotta wait for the system to fill it up again. So hopefully we don't need a lot of hay bales all at once. Um, but yeah, just a fun little. Probably should have, or definitely could have planned this better. But now we're gonna have to do some magic to fix it. But yeah, I'm gonna keep working on this. Okay, so future me, here in a redstone world, I realized. Well, I guess I realized late that the design I had for the flower farms didn't work fully. It wasn't powering all 3 dispensers, and so I wanted to give you guys an update early on, because I recorded a little clip that talked about the designs, and it was not right. We tested out later in the episode and found that it doesn't actually work, and I'll keep that part in, but instead of playing the old clip, I wanted to at least show you the design I have worked out, or the new design I've worked out now in a creative world that will work, because we've already built our water stream that connects these modules to the bone meal farm, and so I don't want to tear that down. So I, hopped in here, put the restriction of the hoppers here, so that I know what I'm working with, and this is the design I've come up with. It's basically powering target blocks with redstone dust, and the observers are down below, which means we'll probably hook a lever up somewhere around here to turn it on and off. But if you see a different design in future clips, don't worry. I will change it to this at some point. I apologize for that. But yeah, just to demonstrate, there you go. You can see the dust connects to all the target blocks, which powers all 3. If I put, let me just grab a stack. Redstone's getting thrown out there. Redstone's getting thrown out there. And redstone's getting thrown out there. Yeah. So I'm going to change all the flower modules to this, but the design I currently have does not work. I was actually wrong in thinking that it was a problem of this being in the same height. I guess it was hard for me to visualize without everything in place, but I have the pipes in place to transport the bone meal, but we need to hook it up to the redstone now. I also finished the 0 tick farm designs here. I had to change some things. This is a pretty basic design. I found a lot of videos on it, so don't know who to credit exactly, but pretty simple. I changed these to glass so that it wouldn't lock these hoppers when it's shut off, because as you can see, the redstone's powered and these hoppers would be locked, which means the bone meal wouldn't be able to cycle into the dispenser while it was off and refill when I wasn't using it, which is something I didn't want. But what that means is that these pistons stick out, because usually the lever is down here on the dispenser, and there's a piece of redstone dust that locks it by locking the dispenser that the observer is looking into. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how to incorporate that into the overall look of the room, which is coming up soon. And I also have the extra storage built in over here at the end. But yeah, so we need to do, what is it, 6 plus, maybe I'll do 1 for each. So 8 points, where if any bone meal gets taken or used, it can go back over here and call for more. 8 individual points. So that's going to get exciting. I'll probably show you when it's done. And I definitely could have been more efficient with this water pipe up here, but I just went for a, straight edge type look around the edge of it. I also, if you saw, added some extra storage here for these 0 tick farms. That way I can run them longer without being bottlenecked by the output of the farm. But it does mean this is going to take quite a bit of time to fill up. I probably, you know what? I'm probably going to turn this machine on now. Let me flip it. So actually, let me show you, because now you guys can see the junction in full view with it hooked up to the other side. So this is what it will look like when it needs to go to the flower farm right here. There's about a 4 block gap, but because it's all packed ice, the bone meal should slide right across it and go over here. So let's turn this on. Oh, there's no lever. Okay, I gotta add a lever back. I forgot I took the lever out, but we need a way to manually turn it on for now. Because I don't know how long the redstone's gonna take, and this is good time where I could have the farm filling up regardless. There we go. We'll have to hook that up to another block. I also need to... Is there any... Oops. Yeah. Some of these are gonna have some junk in it. So let me clear that all out. Okay, none in there. And there's some glass in that guy. All right, and that should be it for that. Okay, yeah. So we should. It's probably gonna take a little bit for the bone meal to come across because it has to fill up those 4 hoppers there, and then once it reaches this guy, it'll start popping out. I am gonna convert these into these dropper machines, but that's gonna come probably after I hook up the redstone. Because I want to get this logic done where it can turn on the machine itself, and then we can start to get a feel for how the room's going to get laid out. But yeah, I wanted to update you guys. We got all the machines in place, water pipes done. All right, so a little bit of time has passed, and we've gotten quite a bit of building done. Not as much that I want to do for this episode, but I think you guys can start to see the idea I have for down here. I mean, this is just the flower room, and I started to do a little bit of the hallway, and I also want to get like the roof done and maybe kind of connect it to the sugarcane farm, because ideally this would be hidden behind walls. But we'll see how far I get at the end of the episode. But I want to start discussing some things because the redstone for this place is all done. And I kind of want to get your guys' eyes on the design a little bit. I don't know if I'll be doing too much more in this room specifically. I've done a little bit of detailing, but I kind of want to let it sit for a little bit, kind of let it cook and do touch-ups here and there when I am walking by and I'm like, oh, wait, I think this will look good. And then I do it. But yeah, so we got the roof in. I'm trying to hide lighting as best as I could. We got I believe there's a pumpkin underneath that carpet. I got a shroom light over here in the corner, which is just barely visible, so I don't mind the orange. I got nothing in this corner, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't think it's spawnable, but it is a little dark, so we might try to fix that. But yeah, so the redstone is all hooked up. And I was a little bit lost in how I would do the way for it to call from a bone meal. But I was thinking, and I realized I don't need modules on every one of these hoppers, because what I can check for, because theoretically, because each place has 3 dispensers, they should use bone meal at a very consistent or even same rate. Maybe it's off by 1 or 2 bone meal, between them. And so what we really need to do is just put a way for it to tell on the very last hopper, because this hopper will make the call and these 2 hoppers will get filled first, and then this one will get filled last, turning it off, and it will be filled. So that actually saves me a lot of redstone and a lot of headache, because as you can see, these modules for having these things ask for a bone meal are about 3 wide, and it wouldn't fit in this spot where I have 3 hoppers right next to each other. But yeah, so this is actually really cool. I had to do a little bit of research into comparators to get this working. So instead of doing like a line of redstone 15 dust long like we did with the tree farm, what I did was I have a comparator that is reading from a full hopper pointed into pointing into a comparator. Oh my goodness. And so what this does is this comparator will not like turn on this dust unless it's also reading a full signal, which it is. So anytime, even if one bone meal from here, actually wait, I think it's like a little bit more than one. Oh no, it's full. It's full. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was doing different testing with different values. It is full. So anytime one bone meal goes missing from here, it will make a call out to the machine, turning it on until it gets full. And of course, extra. It's not just gonna send one bone meal. It's gonna produce quite a bit, so it'll send them all to the overflow too, which is nice. And we also have the logic in the back to switch it. So I kind of want to give you guys a quick demonstration here where, currently it's in the flower mode, but I'm going to manually switch it to, like, let's say we were using the tree farm, and it filled up with bone meal and everything's off. But now I come down here and I start using a flower farm, which we can actually do. I was just going to take bone meal out, but I think a cool way to do it would be if I just demonstrate in one of the farms for you guys. So I can just flick these on right here. Oh, you know what? I should do this one too. And we just produced a stack and a half of the roses and quite a bit of these peonies. And that should have kicked on the machine. Yeah, so as you guys can see, the machine is on. So let me go back and show you. So the roses and the... Yeah, so this is now powered because the roses are requesting bone meal. And if we look back here, we used about 30. Yeah, so it's the same value in all. They're all down by 33 bone meal for this one. And if we go back over here to the peonies... I don't know if I'm saying that right. I could be butchering it. But these are all down by the same value too. So maybe it is the exact same, which is really, really nice. And so what's going to happen, it doesn't matter. All of these could be turned on at once. It's not going to change because this line will stay on until whatever torch is powering it, it gets turned off. So right now, the roses will fill up first. There's a few bone meal that squeak by and go to the other modules. But for the most part, the roses will turn on first, turning off this line. But this main power line will stay turned on because it's getting powered from the peonies in the back. And then once those get filled, will it finally turn off, shutting the machine off. I did have to sacrifice something. The sunflowers don't have a module on them to read because of just space. I mean, maybe I could. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have the space to. You guys can see it's getting very cramped back here already. No, I definitely don't because as you guys can see, I might be able to. I'm not gonna sweat about it though because I rarely. Like, I don't know if I'll really use sunflowers a whole lot for yellow dye. Maybe I will. Oh, it's a little loud there. Maybe I will, but because it's the first module on the line, I don't think I'll ever use it to the point where all of these dispensers are emptied and the hoppers in the back are also emptied. So I'm sure I'll come over here and use the zero-tick farms for wheat first, allowing that to be filled up. Because this will get filled up first no matter what. And then, whatever I used after that will then get filled. So I'm going to kind of use that mechanic to keep the sunflower module filled up. So I've been getting some building done, and I'm excited to show you, what I got done and what I still need to work on for the next episode. But we're going to start off with some minor details I've added to this room here. I made some banners and put them on the sides of the flower farms, and I really like how those came out and how they complement the room. I also added some bamboo trapdoors, kind of mimicking what I did with the center one with the zero-tick farms. And then I also switched out. This was what is it? White terracotta, and I switched it out with the jungle wood. I'm really liking how the wood types are complementing or coming together here. Yeah, so I'm happy with that look. And I also got a portion of the hallway done. Also, real quick, It's crazy that the spore blossom particles, I have none in this room, but the particles are coming into it, and they're even going as far back as here. Oh, that's crazy. I really like that effect. Yeah, so this is, part of the hallway done. Ooh, there's an air pocket right there. Do I have? I do. Hold on. I just noticed that. Yeah, you can also see I've kind of destroyed the floor up here, doing the ceiling, and so we're gonna have to build over this or be more careful because we don't have the space for this hallway that we do over here. So that's gonna be interesting. But there you go, filled in those gaps. But yeah, so we kind of going with the same like overgrown look that we have in here, kind of a chaotic leaf and wood type feel to it, and I'm really liking it. Oh, that can actually be switched out. I had a spore blossom here, but I moved it so that there's a a gap in between them because they create a lot of particles, and I'm really liking the like ambience or the environment it creates. But yeah, this is what a hallway is gonna feel, or like one type of hallway. I'm not gonna do them all the same, and I've left myself some room here to put in some decorations or maybe branch off if I want to. I'm unsure, and I might leave those blank for a little bit, just to like get a feel for what I want to do. Yeah, and one thing I haven't done is detail the floor. I have it laid out, but I haven't actually gone through and kind of done the same texturing or detailing that I've done up above on the surface, which is what I plan to do down here. Get some of that brown mushroom block in, maybe get some of the what is it? Mud bricks is the block, or maybe some brown wool. Who knows? But yeah, I still got to do that. Really wraps it up for down here. I'm glad I've got something built down here that's not just a farm, right? I got something that actually looks nice compared to just some bare farms. But yeah, that's going to be the start of how we build our underground farm base down here, and it's gonna connect with everything up there. I haven't decided on it's gonna be a hole, but I haven't decided on how it's gonna look just yet. But that is where it's gonna go, and yeah. So let me show you what I've done with the sheep farm. I'm gonna have to sleep here in a second, but on the part that was built last episode, I've done a lot of detailing and some minor texturing changes, and then I've started to build a new part with not a lot of detailing because I have like the stones, the leaves, the bamboos, but I have none of that over where the new piece is, because I'm just trying to get it built. Like the I think I explained this last episode, but I get the structure down, maybe I do some texturing in the walls, and then after that I go about and add detail to it. So that's why I've been able to add detail to this first part, and just build on the second part. But I'm liking how it's turned out, and adding that part is making me appreciate the color palette more, or the block palette, because I was unsure about it in the last episode. I didn't know how I feel about it, but now I'm really liking it. So I guess let me know what you guys think. Is it too bold still, or am I crazy? But I did something slightly different with the main part of the building, and that is I added this stripped birch like floor or to the bottom of it. I'm blanking on the word, but I added it down here, and then I used some normal birch logs to kind of transition a little bit, and then up above we did our regular bone block, mushroom stem, and the white terracotta texturing. And I'm liking how it turned out. You'll notice over here I didn't add anything to this side. It's still a work in progress, and originally I was gonna like have the building stretch this way and include our little sheep pen, but what I decided to do while building this was I don't know the word for it, but I'm gonna keep this as a pen, but instead of including it in the building, I'm gonna have like a roof or part of the roof come out and stretch over it, and have it connect in between these two openings. I don't, like I said, I don't know, I'm blanking on the word for it, but that's my new vision. And then we still have the ability to, walk in between them, and go in here if we need to, you know, get some wool. Or I've also started to terraform a little bit, and we can walk past and go to the tree farm when we have this built and covered and looking nice. Right now, it's just a bare machine. But yeah, you can also see I did add some bunches of wool to the sides. I think I added a little one on this other side. I like it. I mean, it's a wool farm, you know, so there's probably going to be wool laying around is my idea right there. I'm really liking this view right here. Ignore those grass blocks. They're there because I'm being extra careful that I don't burn some zombie villagers I have just in case I open these trapdoors. So once we get those moved, that will be gone. But yeah, this angle I'm starting to really like because we have the street, we have both of the buildings here textured and detailed. You know, once we have that done, that back one, and also the sheep pen, it'll look even better. And this angle flying in as well. Yeah, I'm really liking that. I'm really liking how it turned out. And like I said, I included a second floor because that's where I'm going to move all of my shulker boxes and chests. And we're going to live up here essentially until I'm, you know, ready to move out. This might become pretty permanent, just us staying up here. So plenty of room to put all my shulker boxes down and anything else I might need. And I need to build a way to get up here. Currently, it's just flying. So if I die, I don't have a way, unless I have like blocks laying around, I don't have a way to get up. So we might have to do some scaffolding. Maybe like, oh, I sucked up some wool from that. Yeah, you guys can see the wool farm's been running great. I need to start putting some of these in shulker boxes for more bulk storage like I did with the white wool here. But we have so much wool, it's amazing. But yeah, something I'm also testing out with this entrance is I have it bordered in jungle wood, and I don't know how I feel about that, how it goes with the birch. It might be too much of a contrast. And you'll notice I haven't done anything up there for the bordering either, because I'm still trying to get a feel for it and what I want to do. But yeah, so a lot of building being done in this episode, and hopefully I'm going to get even more done before the next episode. And really wrap up some of these projects so we can maybe start on something new. We've done a good job with our goal the past couple of episodes, which was to clean up all of these farms that I just had sprawled out in this area. Actually, it's more like this area. And kind of get more permanent like buildings in place for them. Either they're moved down below and made larger and automatic, or they were, you know, put in these buildings like the bee and the sheep farm. But this about wraps it up for like that goal, because now, you know, in between, I'm not going to do it right now, but in between episodes I can move all these shulker boxes and get this cleaned up, and then it's really just, you know, the brown dye farm and these mushroom farms, which very, very minor, and you don't even notice them, to be honest, most of the time. So I'm really happy we accomplished that, and it kind of opens us up and lets us create new stuff. You know, we did our homework cleaning up the old farms, and now we can start working on something new. And I have a lot of things I want to create. I need to do a new gold farm, a new bartering farm. I've prepped and gotten tadpoles for a froglet farm. I need to do a creeper farm. I need to do a general purpose like mob farm, because the only way I'm getting string right now is I wait for night, and I've intentionally left a little portion of this circle dark, right? Like I don't have the glowstone with moss carpet on top, and then I go over there at night and I just kill spiders, and that's how I get my string. So we need to do a farm for that. We need to do an iron farm. Probably, okay, gunpowder and iron farm are pretty big because I'm running low on the stockpile I had from my spawn, and I don't want to keep traveling back there every time I need more. So I don't mind creating new ones here. So we're not at critical like yet, but we're getting close to it being super important that we get those done. And you know, we got the villager trading hall. We have so many things, guys. I have so many plans and ideas that we can start getting to. But that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of this building. It's growing on me, but that's because I've also been staring at it for a long time now. So I hope it's growing on you guys, and let me know how the quality is. I apologize again for last episode. It was a little bit blurry. At least it was for me. I hope it wasn't for you guys. So I've messed around with some settings, and hopefully this one is better. But I'll see you guys in the next one.